What's going on, guys? It's Nick Rager, a full-time strength coach and a full-time online fitness coach. I just finished a workout here at my home gym, and now I'm going for a walk, and I'm going to break down a mindset shift that I had to get to where I'm at now, and what I take a lot of my clients through. What does a mindset shift mean? X, Y, and Z. 3 years ago, I was in a low spot in a sense of I was 120 pounds. I hated the way I looked. I was insecure. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I didn't have confidence. I didn't fit in. There was nothing that stood out about me. I wrestled in college. I hated it then. I was going through the motions, and every single day felt the same. And it all switched when I stopped having the victim mindset and started blaming everything else on me. And not in a sense of Jocko where everything's your fault and good, but in a sense of taking accountability and not making any excuses. And so 3 years ago, I had a crazy injury. Wrestling was my life, whatever. Broke my clavicle. Couldn't even wipe my ass for 2 months. And so I was out for the whole wrestling season. But that made me spiral into bad choices, decisions, a victim mindset of why does this always happen to me? And more or less anything, it transformed me and made me become the person I am now. And looking back, it was the best thing that could have possibly happened to me. And I know a lot of you hear that and you hear people say that and you're like, what the hell does that mean? Me falling short, me hurting myself, me being out for a season, having to sit out and watch, adjusted my mindset tremendously. And that's where I had the mindset shift. What I mean by that is having to watch everybody suffer and work hard and me on the sidelines, and all I was doing was partying, drinking and smoking, and watching how I would talk. I was a victim. I was like, why do I always get injured? Why does this happen to me? I'm never going to be able to accomplish my goal. And what all changed that was taking a step back. Once I realized that life wasn't so bad and there's more to life than just wrestling, I really just took a step back and I said, okay, there are two ways to take this situation, because I was depressed. I had depression and anxiety, whatever the hell you want to call it, if that's what you want to call it. But I was in a dark place. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what my purpose was. I just felt lost. And there's two ways to look at everything. Perspective. Yes, sometimes life sucks and life's hard, but there are two ways to look at it. And what I noticed is, because I was in a room with a bunch of savages every day, national champs, all-Americans, what I noticed was the people that won at life, they were happy. When shit got hard, they would smile because they would make it through the shit every single time. And the people that sucked, that were third strings and whatnot, people that were never anybody, their mindset was, why does this always happen to me? When I had that mindset shift of viewing a winner's mindset versus viewing somebody's mindset who is a loser, that's when it all shifted. That's when I was like, perspective is everything. And then I started taking this as an opportunity. Holy shit, I get to work on my upper body for this, or I get to work on my lower body, which was my weakest point for these next 4 months. I get to get up early and focus on my schoolwork. I get to build my own business on the side. I get to train people. I get to learn more online. I have so much time. I'm watching wrestling, but also I'm traveling. I'm traveling a ton. I'm stuck on a bus. I'm going with this team, and I wasn't competing. So it's like, okay, how am I going to shift this? And so halfway through the injury, halfway through that realization, I shift my mindset, and it was, I'm grateful for everything. And when hard shit comes, smile, because when you look at somebody, if they're finishing a marathon or whatever, and they're smiling, or they're doing something really hard and they're smiling, your instant thought is, he's a sick, twisted animal. If you smile through the shit and say, you know what, we're going to get through this just like I've got through everything else, it's going to happen that way. That mindset shift of there's two ways to look at everything, and perspective is everything. That is what changed everything for me. That's what made me who I am now. When hard shit comes, I smile. When there's chaos, I smile. I love the chaos. I love the uncertainty. For instance, I'm moving my apartment. This is something that is not similar to what I'm talking about at all, but this is just an example of chaos. I'm moving my apartment in 2 weeks and I have nowhere to live. I have nothing signed. I don't know where I'm going to go. I don't even know how I'm going to afford an apartment where I want to pay for it. And you know what? It's chaos, and this shit is fun. And you know what? Uncertainty is fun. You know why? Because I'm going to get through it, and I've gotten through everything else in life, and I'm going to figure it out. And if I got to go slump on my buddy's couch for 2 weeks, it's going to make the story even better when I make it out at the end. And that's a perspective. There are two ways to look at everything. Oh, I could panic and freak out. I'm going to be fine. I'm still taking on more clients. I'm still helping people level up. Am I going to pull everything off because I got to find an apartment? No, I'm going to figure it out. If I figure it out the hard way, that's usually how I tend to learn, that I'm going to figure it out the hard way. So we talked about perspective. We talked about mindset shift. We talked about how that helped me level up. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because one of my best friends is going through that mindset shift where she's a victim or he's a victim. And I'm trying to talk talk them out of it. And you can only do so much, okay? At the end of the day, you're a friend. But if you're a friend that sits there, if you're the person that's in a dark hole right now, or you're coming out of one, or you don't know what the next step is, and you have a friend that's not trying to push you and level you up and get you uncomfortable, if they're letting you stay stagnant, that's not a real fucking friend. And he said to me, can you just be my friend and watch? And I'm like, if I was a fake fucking friend, I would watch. I would watch you suffer. I would watch you go through this. You need someone to be hard on you. I'm not saying you're a piece of shit, you're not going to make it. I'm just being real. I'm giving them tough love, which is what not everybody needs, but 99% of people need to hear the truth. And I'm real. I'm as real as it gets. I love having hard conversations. I love being real. That's me. That's my personality. And people are pushed back by it because so many people cannot have hard conversations nowadays. People don't want to have hard conversations. People don't want to break up with the girl. People don't want to quit their job. People don't want to tell X, Y, and Z. People don't want to do that because they don't know how to have a hard conversation. I grew up having hard conversations in college, being a captain, getting in trouble. I had hard conversations every single day. Having to come in and say, hey, I did this, taking extreme ownership. That's what leveled it up. And so people are afraid to have hard conversations. So if you're one of the real ones and you have a hard conversation with people, they're either going to resent you or they're going to accept you. They're either going to resent you or they're going to accept you. And it's one or the other. And to me, I frankly don't care. People that know who I am as a person and they know I level up everybody I'm around. In a sense of I'm a good example. I lead by example. I will not get sucked into instant gratification or peer pressure. I dealt with all that shit in college. That does not affect me. If I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I've backed up every single thing I've said I was going to do and I did it. But the point of it is shifting the mindset to be grateful for every opportunity that is in front of you will level you up. Everything starts with your mind. The mind has 60 to 80,000 thoughts per day. 85% of those thoughts are negative. It has taken me years of constantly affirmations, talking myself up positively. Now, you're not saying it in front of a crowd of people to be arrogant, but I had a negative thought cross my head 2 days ago and I just replaced it out loud with a positive one. You're the man. You're the man in sales. You're going to help this kid level up. Like, that's all it is. It's small self-talk and it rubs off on people. If you're a good influence and people like it's an energy, people will feed off the energy. But the whole thing is perspective is everything. It is a mindset shift. It's how I went from skinny and insecure to jacked. It's how I've climbed myself out of holes. If you're that person that's in a dark place right now and you don't know what to do next and you don't know how to get out, it sounds absolutely crazy. One, let's get on a call because I would love to hear your story and see what we can do. The first steps, there is a step-by-step process to mental training. People that train, a ton of them don't train their mind. I train my mind every single day. It starts with non-negotiables. It starts with positive self-talk. And one of my friends that's going through it and she or he is in a dark place right now, the self-talk isn't there. And people don't understand. It sounds so silly, but people don't understand the levels that will bring you up. It is a real thing. The best people in the world, whether it's business, athletes, whatever the hell it is, they have positive self-talk. They have green light thoughts. 3 things you say when a thought comes to your mind. This is green light thought. Too fast, too strong, too focused. Those were mine in college. Anytime a negative thought would come into my head, oh, what if you get taken down? What if this? Those come into my head as well. I have trained my mind enough to where I immediately go right to a positive thought. Couldn't touch my shoelace for $10,000, but it's like a joking thing. It doesn't need to be arrogant, but self-talk is everything. But if you're the person that's going through it, if you're in a tough time mentally, if you're in a tough time physically, summer's coming around, if you're trying to change your body and change your mind, this is the time to do it. If that's you, let's hop on a call and see how we're going to dial you in. But mental training is the biggest part. There are some of my best friends, some people I know that are super successful that are not tapped into mental training. Your body is going to do, you and your body are going to do exactly what your mind tells it to. Your subconscious mind. There is a way to redesign those thoughts. Are you going to do it in a day? No. Does it take a week? No. Does it take 2 weeks? No. But it takes discipline and consistency, just like it does to build muscles and get big. You don't do it in a week, but there is a way to reconstruct that mindset shift so you never have it again. And once you have it for life. I know whether someone's going to win within the first 2 minutes of a conversation, whether it is in anything. They can even be more jacked. I know if they're there with what they say. It is as simple as that. There are so many people that talk. Don't talk about it, be about it. And that's a mindset shift. I used to be a talker. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then I watched someone that was one of my best friends talk and not do shit. And I said, I'm never going to be like that. And then someone lit a fire under my ass. It was actually my dad. And he said, you're never going to get a plane ticket to nationals. Because I was talking about how it's not that hard to get a plane ticket. He said, you're never going to get a plane ticket to nationals. And I just bit my tongue. And in that backseat, in that exact moment, it was Christmas Eve. I'll never fucking forget it. I've never even told him this, but I'll never fucking forget it. In that backseat, in that moment, I said, watch me. And I went home that night and I woke up that next morning and I knew that was the exact thing I was going to do. That exact thing I was going to do, I was going to get a fucking plane ticket. And that's what I did. Did it take everything in me to get it? Yes. Did I make him proud doing it? Yes. Would I ever hold that against him? No, because that made me the man I am today. And if he didn't light that fire under my ass, I would still be small-minded and insecure. It's as simple as that. The whole point of this is, though, everything is a mindset. Not everything, but the whole point of this, though, is 95% of things are a mindset, and it's a perspective change. Does life get difficult? Yes. Could you be in the hole and you have been at the lowest of the lows? Yes. But if you're at the lowest of lows and you have nothing to lose, what is the point of taking? Like, why wouldn't you take the biggest risk? Why wouldn't you bet on yourself? Shit's not working out. Bet on yourself and climb out of the mud. I love, and this is another perspective change. Me and my friends love getting dirty and getting in the mud, which means effing up, taking a big risk and it failing. And then it's like, oh, we're in the mud. How are we going to get out? We always get out because we don't give up. We don't quit, and we have a mindset. Me and my friends are racing to the top, and I promise you, we're going to be there one day, but it's a mindset. When I miss a deal or don't close a client, or, for instance, my Instagram got hacked the other day, and you know what? Someone asked me, what if it was your business account? And this was my personal account, not my business account that you've worked so hard on. And I would say, you know what I would do? I would wake up and I would fucking rebuild that thing in less than 6 months. And you know why? Because that would be a fucking gangster story to do so. Wake up and say, yeah, remember when I had 4,000 followers and everything was going great and I had all these transformations and it got hacked and I lost everything? Pray to God that doesn't happen. But if it did, I would wake up and I would fucking go at it again. And you know why? Because everyone else would have quit. And that's the difference between me and everyone else. That would have been a game. You want to see me rebuild this from nothing and still beat you to the top? Let's race. And that's the mindset that takes you from the bottom to the top. If you are that person that's in a hole, if you're that person that is feeling insecure and lost, not confident, how does this person, and I always refer to women in a sense of when I was 20 years old and insecure, that's what I wanted the most. Like realistically, I got in the gym, not for girls, but to have confidence. I knew that gave you confidence because the guys in the gym had confidence. And if I have confident body, it's a confident mind. And that's what that leads to. And so I refer to girls a lot, but if you're in that position where you want to be able to go talk to this girl, or you want to continue to grow, or it could be for business, it could be for school. There are 10 million things it could be for to prove someone wrong. But if you're that person that's in the mud and you're trying to come up and you don't know where to start, if you're that person that's in this dark hole, that there's a mindset training course. I'm not trying to sell you a course. Talking through somebody and giving them the next steps is what's the most valuable to me. Having people level up. You know what my non-negotiable is that I do every single day? Help one person level up every single day for free. I don't want the money. It's not about the money. The money's going to come. It's about helping people level up because I have a goal to help over 600 people level up in 6 months. And I'm way more than halfway there, and I'm going to blow that number out of the water. But you know why? 7 days a week, I help someone level up. Even if I have to get on a call and spend 2 hours of my time and I don't get a penny, it's not about the money. All that stuff's going to come. That stuff doesn't worry me. I need to continue to be a good person, help people level up. But if that's you, if you're in a dark hole, if you don't know how to come up, if you don't know how to train your mind or your body or your nutrition, all of those, it's a three-legged stool. Accountability, fitness, nutrition, and mindset goes in with accountability. If you are not at the top of the chain, if you feel like you're not as high as you should be on the totem pole, this is it. Let's hop on a call and let's see how me and my team can help. This was an awesome video, raw, authentic. This is me, but mindset is everything, and this fires me up. Mindset shift will make you or it will break you. You don't need to be the smartest. I'm not the smartest. I work hard. I show up every day. I do one more than everybody else. Everybody around me, I see them do 5, I do 6. That's how it was in college wrestling. How do I beat my teammates? I do 6 when they do 5. I do 7 when they do 6. I do more than everybody else, and I train my mind every single day. I have positive thoughts I say the second I wake up, positive thoughts I say the second I go to bed. Even if I don't mean them in the moment, when I'm going to bed, I say I'm proud of you today because you got 1% better. And something, so that small affirmation changes how I sleep at night. And it is training. It is a mindset. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is the real me, but this is how we get to the top. It's all in your head. If you tell yourself something enough, I promise you, you will get it. You will convince yourself that you are going to get it. And I'll tell you right now, me and all my clients, me and all the people I work with, we're headed to the top. We're out. See you guys on the next one. Mindset is everything. Keep it sharp. We're out.